As a final-year student, Saint's academic workload had eased due to his ongoing final project. With only one lecture on Mondays, he found himself enjoying the less hectic school schedule. Meanwhile, Janet, a second-year student, had an early morning GST lecture to attend at 9 a.m. every Monday. At 10 a.m., he caught Janet by surprise, approaching her after her lecture. Her professional attire caught his attention as she looked smart and beautiful in a fitted white blouse and black skirt. They exchanged compliments on each other's appearance, and Saint mentioned his observation on everyone's formal dress code on Mondays. As they walked towards the football field, Janet praised Saint's writing, especially the part of the story she had posted online, which was receiving positive feedback. Impressed by the response, Saint handed her additional pages he had written, inspired by their conversation the previous day. Janet planned to type and upload it online later that day. Saint expressed interest in seeing the comments on his story, and Janet suggested inviting him to her home to read them together. A photographer friend of his approached them and encouraged them to take a shot. While posing for photos, Saint noticed his ex-girlfriend Linda approaching. Although she was pretty, he couldn't help but be drawn to Janet's beauty. Despite his lingering thoughts about Linda, he acknowledged that she wasn't worth the stress and shifted his focus back to Janet, appreciating the 2 memorable weeks they had spent together. Inspector Lucky had just entered his office when Officer Audu quickly followed him in, eager to report on the previous day's case. The inspector had earlier checked up on Angela, who was currently admitted to the General Hospital in the heart of Abuja. Angela hadn't spoken since yesterday, and Lucky was surprised that Sandra still held hope for her recovery. Sandra informed Lucky that Angela would remain at the hospital for at least a week before being attended to by a therapist. However, there was still no word from Angela's father, who was a suspect in the case. Lucky expressed his frustration at the man's freedom, despite being a possible monster. Sandra's concern for Angela was evident, and she revealed that she had experienced a traumatic childhood as well. The conversation stirred deep emotions in both of them, with Lucky feeling pity for the young girl and pondering the state of the world. Now back at the police headquarters, Audu updated Lucky on the investigation into the 2 dead men at the local brothel. Audu reported that no one knew the men, and there were no leads on their identity or how they died. The call girl's statement didn't shed much light on the situation either. Audu's report left Lucky wondering what his next move should be. The buzz of his phone interrupted his train of thought. He glanced at the screen to find that the caller was his journalist friend, Rotimi. Reminded of their failed weekend plans to hang out, Lucky anticipated that Rotimi might express his discontent about not receiving first-hand information on the recent murders in Lugbe. He tried to apologize for not being able to see him during the weekend as promised, but Rotimi interjected urgently, informing him that he called because of something important he discovered. Intrigued by his friend's tone, Lucky inquired on what that could be. Rotimi revealed that he had bumped into a captivating story on an online forum the previous evening. To his astonishment, he stumbled upon a striking resemblance between that fictional story and the ongoing murder case Lucky had been investigating in the Lugbe district. The journalist elaborated that the online narrative depicted events almost identically to the real-life investigation, even answering questions that had puzzled Lucky in the newspaper report. Rotimi quickly explained that the writer established a connection between Clifford and the 2 men who died in the brothel, revealing they were friends. Lucky, initially skeptical, speculated that the online account might have been posted by a journalist who had covered the case. However, Rotimi urged him to take it more seriously, explaining that the online platform was intended for self-written stories, not news reporting. According to the online tale, the murderer, Clifford, had not killed the 2 men found dead at the brothel, but would suffer a gruesome fate from a mysterious dark smoke that had already claimed his criminal accomplices, Okon and John. Rotimi disclosed a shocking revelation from the story, stating that the three men had recently stolen a valuable golden artifact from a monastery in Akwa Ibom State. This artifact seemed to be the source of the enigmatic dark smoke, hinting at a malevolent force at play. As the journalist detailed the bizarre occurrences in the online narrative, Lucky's curiosity heightened. He couldn't fathom the implications of a seemingly fictional tale mirroring a real-life investigation. Attempting to make sense of the peculiar situation, Lucky questioned the location of the artifact. Rotimi disclosed that it was now in possession of Clifford's daughter Angela, who had taken it before leaving with Sandra. The artifact was hidden within an old television set in their home, a detail Angela had witnessed during a horrifying encounter with her father. Feeling skeptical yet intrigued, Lucky hesitated, suggesting that the story might still be a work of fiction. Rotimi, however, challenged him to investigate further, urging him to verify the claims by speaking to the call girl who had witnessed the dark smoke in her room after being with Clifford. Convinced by his friend's conviction, Lucky decided to follow the lead and visit Club 1, where the call girl was reportedly hired. He intended to corroborate the details and explore the possibility of a connection between the fictional story and the ongoing case. As Inspector Lucky prepared to embark on this perplexing journey, he couldn't shake the bizarre events unfolding before him. The mention of a golden medallion and a monastery in Akwa Ibom State added a layer of mystery to an already puzzling investigation. With his determination bolstered, Lucky was ready to delve into the unknown and find the truth behind the bewildering tale that seemed to blur the lines between reality and fiction. As he stepped towards the door, he retrieved his mobile phone, poised to call Sandra for more information in this enigmatic case.